everybody. Welcome to the Why Not Me podcast. I am your host, Jerry Ruiz. With me today, I have the one and only Mitchell Renz. This guy is not only one of my role models on here because he does a live show, but he has the biggest Raider YouTube channel on YouTube. So, everyone give him a big applause.
Man, that's way too kind. I appreciate the intro. I appreciate the interview process. I've been pretty pumped up to be able to do this. I think anytime you want to talk to people that are trying to do what you do or maybe appreciate what you do, I'm always happy to sit down. So, Jerry, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. And I appreciate you coming on here. You could have just ignored my messages and you could have not answered, but you're willing to help the underdog, man. So
I think that's why I always tell people, like, hit me up, IG, Twitter, Mitchell Renz 365. Like, we get a lot of, questions always coming in on like a Raiders report video, but I like to see DMs because I want people to get to know who I am. And that's why this interview is really cool to me, because this is a chance for me to, tell other people who I am, what I do, and why I do what I do.
yeah, no, man. And this is why I do it, because I want people to see that not only is Chat Sports a successful company, but the people that run it have real feelings, real emotions, and
Yep.
you can relate to them, man. But you ready to get this started? Oh,
Do it.
all right, man. So how I'm gonna ask you, what exactly is Chat Sports?
The easiest way I would explain chat sports to somebody, and kind of the way I explained it to my mom when I first got hired there, was like, think of it as ESPN, Barstool Sports, if you will, with a twist, because we're an interactive YouTube and Facebook channel. So just kind of like what you and I are doing right now. If anybody's ever been to a bar, had a drink, my family is super involved in talking about sports. But instead of you just talking to yourself or listening to a guy talk, Chat Sports takes it up that extra element where we want you to interact with us, give your 2 cents, because that's how you grow as a community. And that's why the Raiders Report, I think, has been so successful, because I've been to tailgates, I've been to bars with Raider fans. Everyone's passionate. And when you get passion in the comments and in a video, it shows that. And also, it's just interactive to me is fun. So that's I think that's probably the easiest way to explain what Chat Sports is.
All right, that sounds pretty simple. I get it. But you do a little, well, not a little. Okay, let me back that up. You do a segment called the Raiders Report, or the Las Vegas Raiders Report. How did that branch off from Chat Sports?
So originally, it was Chat Sports was started, back actually all the way in 2012 when I was still, in college. And then once I got hired, we kind of broke down and we made different team channels. So our main Chat Sports channel, youtube.com/Chat Sports TV, that's got 184,000 subscribers. So then what we were thinking was like, okay, our NFL shows do really well. Let's now break it down from each team standpoint. They said, Mitch, we think you represent Raider Nation really well. They like to party, have a good time, very
Oh yeah.
outspoken. Why don't you like to, try a channel there? So basically what ended up happening is everything that we do is still through Chat Sports. We are a company. I live very close there. I walk to work every day. I'm very blessed for what I do. But each channel is basically for each team to give you as much up-to-date news, rumors as humanly possible.
So you're saying there's 32 Mitchell Renz out there for each different team?
Actually, not yet. So we are still trying to grow channels, and I do more than just Raiders. I mean, I do NFL. Tomorrow I'll film a Miami Dolphins video, because we are still a growing company. We're starting to grow more channels, and we always tell people, hey, if you think that you have what it takes to start a channel and grow it with us, we're at least going to be willing to listen, because at the end of the day, if you can pay for yourself through your YouTube channel, it's a lot easier for us then to not have to pay you.
All right, I would put in my application, but you already got the Raiders section down, so I guess I'm not gonna have to.
Fair enough.
How long have you been there at Chat Sports?
It'll actually be 3 years coming up here in September, which is pretty mind-blowing. I didn't actually think when I first took the job that I was going to be at Chat Sports for a very long time, but then you get to know people, you really start to see something grow, and then once something grows, it becomes contagious. And now I've been able to have good relationships with my coworkers, with my bosses, and now you don't even look at it so much as a company. You look at a startup as being this human, living, breathing organism that you try to, create and treat. And ultimately, with everything that happened this year in 2020, as crazy it's been, if anything, it's kind of made us, I think, appreciate what we do even more.
So you said that you do you do the Las Vegas Raiders report. You said you do other teams right now, like the Dolphins. You said what else do you do there at Chat Sports other than just YouTube videos?
So actually, the Raiders is probably only maybe 40%, maybe 35% of my actual job at Chat Sports. I do some sales stuff here and there, like we'll find deals because if there's no deals or no sponsorships, it's actually very hard to turn on the lights. So that's why we're always telling people, hey, go check out our sponsors. Like, this is one of my sponsors, Only One Nation. Go check them out. Go get a T-shirt. Use my promo code Mitch, save 20%. Like that little stuff there is stuff that you have to do. But I also do a lot of NFL shows, and we're also just trying to grow shows for all 32 teams, right? Like I don't want to have to do a show for the Dolphins, the Browns, the Cardinals, all these other teams, but if I got to do it now, the hope is that somebody comes down the road and can create a Cardinals report.
Dude, you're giving them big steps to follow in, man. So maybe tone it down on the other teams, bro. You got to make it easy on the new guys.
Well, I'm trying to get my channel, the Raiders channel, up to the Cowboys channel. So Raiders right now we're 49,000, getting close to 50K, which is pretty crazy because we've We've had the channel now for about 885 days, I think is what it's coming on, and we're getting close to 772 videos. Yeah, well, we just looked at the numbers earlier today, so
Who's
that
counting?
was funny, but yeah, definitely not me. I'm not good with numbers. So, but then the Cowboys channel has over 64K. So I always say that the Raiders fans are a lot better than Cowboys fans. So if we could get that number up even more, please go subscribe.
Hell yeah, man. At the end, you'll drop all the socials that you want, man. You don't even gotta worry. So, what does a normal day, work day look like for you?
Ooh, man. I think honestly, everything changes. So Monday, Wednesdays, I would say we prepare for NFL Daily. So just like I do my live Raiders show every Tuesday, we do the exact same thing every Monday and Wednesday. Now, if there's breaking news, that changes a lot of things as well. But I probably make 3 videos every single day. So that's either an NFL segment. It could be top 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. Then I could do something like the latest Raiders news and find the 6 biggest stories. And then it could be something like doing a live show where we do, live Q&A, kind of like what you and I are doing now. But,
yeah, like right now,
which is, what I love to do, but it's the time, you can interact with people. So, but like today was a little bit different, franchise tag. So I went live at 2:30, got done being live at 5 o'clock, came home, ate dinner, and, here I am. But to be honest, we're never really off the clock. Like if Derek Carr decides right now to call it a career, wipe his hands and leave, no offense to you, I got to turn this off and I got to go back.
No, that's fine, bro. We're good, Derek Carr. There's nothing like that right now, so you're good, bro. So
we're good. Okay.
So you don't really plan topics out too crazy then, right?
NFL topics more or less, and with the off season that we've had to be a little bit more creative because for the first time ever, I mean, we don't really have an off season. We don't know if we're gonna have preseason games. COVID's kind of really kicked us in the where. So,
yeah.
But for Raiders, I would say it's news, rumors based, and then once in a while I'll create a few extra segments. Now, we've had to get a little bit more fun. So I don't know if you've watched my Friday shows, which is I basically call them Mitch's Happy Hour, where I try to bring Las Vegas and I try to bring tailgating to your home, and we're spinning, roulette wheels, we're chugging beers, wine. I mean, anything we can possibly get our hands on. And, if somebody sends in a super chat, then we get creative and then we have some fun. So, with YouTube, we're allowed to do a lot of things, but yeah, no day is the same, honestly.
Dang, what is a super chat, man? That sounds pretty sick to me.
You know what a super chat is or no?
Yeah, I know, but people at home don't know, so I gotta pretend like I don't know.
So what everyone needs to do right now is look at the dollar bill symbol underneath that says comment. You click on that, and then we'll get your question here up on the show.
Oh, okay. So it highlights the question, and you make some money. And the reason you do that is because you have so many people commenting at the same time, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you get, we'll get, for like the NFL draft, for example, we had we got up to like 66,000 people watching at one time. So when you get all these comments coming in, the only way to really stick out is actually to super chat. YouTube then puts your comment at the top, and it's an easy way to get through it. But also for us, we do mailbags where, I'll say, hey, use hashtag Raiders and get your question up on the show. When you get probably 70, 80 questions every minute, it's the easiest way to do that. But it's not so much for me. It's actually for our producer behind the scenes. So shout out to Dylan, who's got to look through all those questions, find the ones that he wants. It's actually easier than when you super chat.
What up, Dylan? Thanks for all you do, bro.
Yeah. Now Dylan, the Raiders report's probably not possible. So,
but he's not here, so let's not talk about Dylan. Nah, just mess you. So, how long does it take for you guys to get ready for the show?
Ooh, man. I would say a live show is basically an all-day event. So, you got to build the graphics, you got to make your scripts, you have to then send them off to the producers where they will then review the script. I would say probably, I get to work at about 8 o'clock every day, and then I leave at around 7:30. So, yeah, we do work a lot, but then you also got to do your YouTube descriptions, your thumbnails for videos, your all that stuff. So it's actually a lot more than what people think. It's not just showing up, filming, leaving. Nah, it's for me personally, an entire Raider show, me doing it the way that I want to do it, is probably about a 10-hour day.
Jeez, 10 hours. And then how long are your episodes?
We try to make our episodes 12 to 15 minutes, but then the live show is an hour.
The live show is an hour? Okay. So I had someone else on here, Matthew Babauta. He's a up-and-coming YouTuber as well. What up? He's my cousin as well. But he was telling me it takes him about 10 hours to edit a 1-hour video. I thought that was pretty insane, but I guess that's just the routine, huh?
I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't be able to do as much like edit, cutting, and all that. Like, that's not my forte. We've been able to get a system that helps us make graphics really well. I can't unfortunately tell you what that is.
No, that's
but
fine,
it
man.
helps you basically like create graphics, and then that's what you see up on screen, and it allows us to make things like quick edit changes right away. And then for people who are watching live on YouTube, we can get your avatar, we can get your name, and throw it right up on screen. So we try to make it, like I said, very, very interactive.
Nah, that's cool, man. Maybe one day I'll be on that avatar, huh? But why would people want to tune into your Raider show and not any other Raider shows?
I would say because we honestly keep you up to date more than anyone's, and it's not throwing shade at anyone. I know how hard it is to make it in this industry, but when you do have a daily video come out, or maybe sometimes 2 videos that come out, but I do think what makes us different is my show personifies what Raider Nation is all about, and that is family first, but it's also like for the crazy diehard fans that do want to get their opinions heard. And for me, I didn't grow up a Raider fan, but after doing the show for a long time, I felt like a lot of people grew up in some pretty, tough situations and were like, why me? Or like, why, like I grew up in an amazing home, amazing family where I had a lot of support. But when I went to Oakland, obviously you go into some pretty rough areas, and, shout out to my man, Graphic Raider. He makes the song for me. He was like, hey man, you can't go there. You can't go there. You can't go there. And I was like, well, tell me why. And he's like, it's just not where you're from. So for me, I was like, okay, I got you. But what I really saw was like, hey, Raider fans wanted a voice because, they think the NFL is out to get them, or because sometimes you never had a voice maybe growing up. So like our show is about giving your opinion and talking and having adult conversations and really letting know that, hey, I'm here listening to you, and like what you have to say matters to me. And that's what makes our show different, because honestly, as much as I love to do what I do, I can't do it without the nation. So like that's why it's a lot different.
You said that you haven't always been a Raiders fan, and the only reason I'm saying this is because maybe someone, there's always people that hate. They're gonna be like, oh, he's just a bandwagon. Well, first of all, you can't be a Raider fan and be a bandwagoner. We haven't been on top for a while. But
Yeah.
What's the saying? Once a Raider, always a Raider?
I think it's Raider like for life. And
Raider Nation for life. Yeah, this whole nation, bro. There's actually a lot of sayings if you're a Raider fan, man. They got a whole bunch.
There's an incredible amount, but I've only been a fan for a year, and the reason why I've only been a fan for a year, and I've said it a few times on my show, I grew up doing fantasy football. Didn't want to have favoritism, and before I did the Raiders, before I worked at Chat Sports, all I did was fantasy football. Like we've had a fantasy football league in my family since 2006. My girlfriend would describe my family as that crazy white family that you see on Modern Family and television shows because that's how we are. But I never had a favorite team because it created favoritism, and I didn't really want to bring that to work. I didn't really want to bring it to my job. But then, you sit down, you meet some diehard fans and, all that. And I didn't feel like I deserved to call myself a fan until I actually went to Oakland, until I actually went to a game, until I actually tailgated. So I probably could have said I've been a fan for a lot longer. And at first, I wasn't a fan of the team, but it's the nation that made me a fan of the team. And now you can go in my closet, you can look at all the stuff I have. I have more Raiders stuff than I even know what to deal with. And but like I said, I mean, it's all good. Like this is what my mom got me for Christmas. I mean, she didn't know what to put on it, so she put "Not So Basic Mitch." Because I used to,
You were a basic
Mitch. Yeah, basic Mitch. But
Hey,
I'm
but
a
look
Raider
at you
fan
now, bro. Look at you now.
Yep.
You're not so basic, bro. Nah,
Yeah.
man. So I'm not. I'll take your word. I don't really gotta go in your closet. I believe that you're a Raider fan. My
No R.
closet,
Kelly in there, I
it
promise.
has a whole bunch of Raider jerseys too. I have this. We call it the Jerry curse. Because every time I get a jersey, either the player gets hurt, or they get traded, or they leave as a free agent.
Who you got on? Is that Josh?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs, number 28. But the good thing is he already got hurt. he injured his shoulder, so the curse is out the way already, bro. We don't even got to worry about it no more.
We need him.
I have a Derek Carr jersey. Broke his leg. I was at that game. Khalil Mack traded.
Yep.
Traded. Amari Cooper traded. McFadden, he's injured every year.
So where do you get your jerseys? Because I'm gonna do a full plug here, and anybody watching,
Okay,
whatever.
Hold on. Before you do your plug, let me zoom in on you. All right, you're good, bro.
Cool. So if you guys go to chatsports.com/Raiders jersey, you can get jerseys for under $80. But the reason why you should get them there is because if a guy gets injured, if a guy gets, traded, or if we just get a full FAB situation where they don't even play, you actually get, a jersey. You can replace it 100% for free. So let's say you buy an Antonio Brown jersey. You don't want that anymore. You can actually replace it for 100% free. Chatsports.com/Raider jersey. Cool.
I was thinking about getting an AB jersey because I was like, hey, we finally have a superstar. And I'm glad I did not get one.
Last year, I didn't think AB was ever going to be a Raider. And I don't know how long you've been a subscriber to our show, but probably 2 years ago, I made a bet with my boss that I could drink 6 beers in 6 minutes. And yes, I was able to do that. Did it back in my college days. And then once the whole AB thing happened, I tweeted out, if Antonio Brown goes to the Raiders, I'll drink 84 beers in 6 minutes, because I never thought it was going to happen. It happened. There is a video on me, YouTube, drinking 84 beers in 6 minutes. Go check it out.
I can't. I gotta go see that because I don't. You're gonna have to send me the link or something because I can't believe that, bro.
If you type in Mitchell Renz 84 beers, it'll come up. I promise you. So then we did that. That was a lot of fun. But we did an Antonio Brown jersey giveaway, and then afterward, I mean, we did so many Antonio Brown jersey giveaways that I felt horrible. And it was funny. The one guy that I did a jersey giveaway, we met up week 1 against the Broncos, and he laid it on the ground and was having every single person that walked by spit and stomp on it. So there's a picture on my IG of me stomping and spitting on it. So
it sounds like
that was crazy.
It was pre-COVID, huh? You can't do that now.
Yeah,
Hey, so that company or that company you just shouted out right now, do you get paid to shout them out? Do you get a little percentage or something?
Do I personally?
Yeah.
In a way, yes, but I mean, everything I do is through the main, Chat Sports. So let's say, they're sponsoring us for, we'll say $10, right? $10, I'll get $1.
Okay, so like a 10%. That's not bad. Hey, it's better than nothing. But the reason I ask is the reason I do this show is I'm trying to show people that there's different ways to go ahead and make money, and like to have different jobs and to do something you like. And that's the
It
reason why I
starts.
asked if you get paid off that. And how else do you get paid from the show? Do you get like a salary or a paycheck or like sponsors? You don't have to say like an exact number because that might hurt your company or something. If you want to flex, you can. I ain't tripping.
No, I mean we do well. I mean we do, but I mean I would say like 2 years ago we didn't do as well, right? So now, our the Raiders Report channel alone, easily could pay for my salary, but I am salary through Chat Sports. We get the full 401k, dental, all that good stuff. But in the beginning it wasn't that simple. In the beginning we weren't being able to make all that extra money, but sure, you get sponsorship deals, you get all these other deals that help come in. But for me, when I first started, I did a podcast in my attic. My actually very, very first sponsor I ever had, this was about 5 years ago, my fantasy football show that I did, was I had Halo Top. Before Halo Top became super popular, and then they basically dropped me. It was like that really hot chick that got even hotter, and then she just left your ass, you know what I mean? But
Hey,
now Halo Top is a
but you could say you hit it first, bro, so don't even trip.
That's so good. But like you got to go out there and you got to ask people, what are you willing to pay me? Are you willing to pay me $100 to shout you out, $200? But for a lot of these companies, they're actually willing to do it. They're actually willing to throw somebody some money because they can use it as a write-off as well. So if you're young, you're starting something out, just start reaching out to people. I mean, that's what it's about. Now we have people like Only One Nation who, aren't afraid to throw you a few extra dollars, or we have Manscaped, and
Yeah,
we have all
Manscaped's
these.
a very popular one, man. I see that like on every YouTube video, bro. The lawnmower 3.0.
Use code Raiders at save 20% at checkout. No, like, but that like those are like the little ways where you can make extra money, and then once your YouTube channel gets to a certain size, if you will, like we'll make. I think right now, like the last happy hour show I did on Friday, we made $300 in super chats. Now, again, does that money go to me? No. Does it go to the company? Yes, because we have to pay salaries. We have to, be able to pay for food, for example, right? Like honestly, a lot of the super chat money we do goes towards, salaries, or goes towards somebody who's maybe has a sick day, or I don't get that money. It goes to making sure we're covered in case crazy shit happens, like COVID.
You need
We're covered.
equipment. You need the
Yep.
programs to stream. You
I
need
gotta
to
pay.
pay the
I gotta
rent.
pay Dylan. I
Yeah,
gotta pay
exactly.
Dylan.
Dang, dude.
Yep.
I guess we're gonna eventually have to get Dylan on here, huh? Since we keep shouting him out.
Dylan does a very, very good job, and all of our producers do. Like, I mean, Dylan's not the only one. We have a lot of people that work really hard behind the scenes, and I think a lot of times it's Tom and I were like the top two guys, but I mean, there's a lot of other people behind there.
Tom from MySpace or a different Tom?
They look the same. They look the same.
Well, hey, maybe he went to Chat Sports. He changed careers, man. You never know.
If the man who invented MySpace is working at Chat Sports, you're doing something wrong. No offense, I love Chat Sports, but no, you
Hey,
should
maybe
be
he's just
making a
doing it.
lot more money.
Maybe he's just doing it for fun. They broke him off pretty big, bro. You never know. So, you said you had 49,000 subscribers. 50,
Yes. Last time,
50,000.
not quite yet. So once we hit 50K, we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. So every time we hit like a certain mile marker, if you will, we do a giveaway. So for 10,000, we did a jersey giveaway. For 20,000, I did a giveaway, a ticket to Monday Night Football. For 30,000, I think we did another jersey giveaway. 40,000, I did Edward 40 Hands.
Edward 40.
Uh,
Okay,
that, that,
Edward 40 Hands, was that you drinking or who was drinking? Explain this because I like this topic.
so we wrapped up 240s in my hand,
Okay.
and we asked questions to the audience. So it was basically like 18 minutes worth of me answering questions, but I had to get rid of my 40s in order to do that. That video is on my Instagram if you guys want to see it. It's at Mitchell Renz 365. But I think for 50,000, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do yet. I think we might do like a 50-50 raffle where every single person that throws in a super chat, if you throw in a super chat, you have a chance to win the 50-50. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. But I think my biggest milestone that I'll hit is 100K, because 100K, once you do that, YouTube sends you a plaque, because I think it's only like 0.1% of all YouTube channels ever hit, 100K. There you go.
I got the
Save it.
spot right here for my 100,000, bro. Don't even trip. Next to Charles Woodson and Rich Gannon.
That might be better than a YouTube plaque.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll put it on the floor right here. Don't even trip. But so I got about 29 subscribers.
Okay.
To my 29 subscribers, if you're not following Mitchell Renz, go follow him. Every little bit counts, man.
Appreciate you.
So how long did it take you to get that many subscribers? Was it like a slow start and then it just kept going and going, or was it just instantly?
No, the way YouTube works is they don't really consider you a serious YouTube channel until you hit about 1,000 subscribers. And then once you hit about 1,000 subscribers, you get about 4,000 watch minutes. Then that's when they're like, okay, like this guy might actually be worth it. We'll invest more our personal time, YouTube that is, into showing you to more people. Once you're able to do that, you can do things like add ads to your videos, which, believe it or not, YouTube, once you can do ads, they want to show you to more people. So there's a lot of different moving parts, but I would say we did the Raiders report for about 8 months before I hit 1,000 subscribers, but we were doing a lot of other videos at the time. And I was only doing one Raiders video every Tuesday was my original, role at Chat Sports. And then we started to pick up some speed. We had a few people leave the company, and then that gave me an opportunity to make more Raider videos. And then we basically went from, I would say, 3,000 subscribers in January to we hit 20,000 then by the start of that season. So we gained about 17K subscribers in, a few months. And we've gone from, probably in the last 18 months, about 46,000 subscribers. So we've been climbing. This has been a little bit of a slow month just because of football and everything. But, I would say a good month.
Football.
Yeah, I mean, like this month, I think we had, just a little over 1,000 subscribers this month. But then, like a good month, I would say, we get 6,000 subscribers.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good, man. That's really good, especially compared to mine. Do you watch the stats, or is there someone in your company that watches it for you and they're like, hey, we're kind of hitting this up right here,
It's a mix. It's a mixed bag. So I am mainly responsible for my channel, right? Like that is I am the CEO, if you will, of the Raiders Report. However, I still have bosses that I need to answer to, and when we're not hitting certain quotas, like I wanted to be able to do shows on Friday. Well, they were basically like, you're not making enough money right now for the company, or we're not hitting enough goals that we have, so we can't pay a producer to be able to produce the Raiders Report on Fridays anymore. So therefore, you don't get to make it. So like, I know people get mad at me all the time for saying like, hey, hit that sub button, or hey, do this, do that.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
But like, I'm actually like telling people, if you want free videos to listen to and watch every day, and if you enjoy watching the Raiders Report on Friday to get your weekend started, like all it takes is 2 seconds for you to hit that sub. It helps out a lot. So even for you, like, hit subscribe for him. I mean, he's making videos 100% free. You can't find things in today's world 100% free. So if all you got to do is hit the subscribe button, like that's all you got to do. Because then what does that tell my bosses? That we're actually worth it. So
hey,
that's
it's not 100% free, bro. It's actually negative. I'm spending money. Nah, but you know what?
Time too, though. It's time too. Like that's what people don't get. Like what is time worth? I mean, time's the most valuable thing you ever have in your life. You never get it back. So if all I ask is you hit subscribe, if you were a real friend of mine, like you and I, we've never met, but like if I see you at a game, like I would buy you a beer, like let's hang out, let's talk, like that's what it's about.
Hey, everyone's keeping track of this because you're gonna buy me a beer and we're gonna hang out.
Hey, I am.
He promised everyone. He promised already.
Seriously, if anybody watches my show, you show me that you're subscribed, like that time means everything to me. And I mean, I'll shotgun beers. I mean, we'll get down at a tailgate because like that's what I want. Like I want interaction. I've actually already finished my drinks, so we'll just do the air there. But
he drinks too fast.
I do. You make me nervous.
Is that good or bad? Fuck it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
um,
It's only my second video today, so I'm still kind of getting loose.
okay, only? Dang, what do you do? Like pop 5 out a day?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
make a lot of
yeah.
videos.
No, that's
Yeah.
good, bro. I'm trying to get to that level. I work like a 10-hour shift today for like past 3 years. I probably average about 6 days, 10 hours. So if this eventually takes off, that'd be cool. If not, I'm happy to be talking to people like you. I'm happy to just having a good time, bro. I like this. You said you have bosses you answer to, so I'm
Yep.
not getting paid. But the thing that I really like is I'm my own boss, so I get to dictate my schedule. If I want to do Fridays, I could do Fridays. But I figured I should do Wednesdays because I want people to enjoy their weekends and live their life, and I want to enjoy my weekend and live my life. So that's cool, man.
I think that's what it always comes down to. But I mean, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then stop doing it. So, like for me, I started my podcast around fantasy football because I used to live in Germany
Oh,
and
damn.
I played baseball over there, and that was a really cool opportunity. But I missed speaking English, and I missed talking to my friends and my family about football. Like they were talking about football that you actually played with your feet. I was like, I'm not interested in that. I want to talk American football. And
That's not real
on my
football.
sorry, man, that's not real football to me.
Yeah.
But like on my way to games and stuff, I would listen to fantasy football podcasts, and I was like, man, this really helps me get through my days, like, and it helps me pass time and helps me just get away from reality. So I was like, what if I tried to do this? So then I actually started
Hey,
recording myself.
why not me?
It's the truth though.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I tell anyone though, like, if you like listen to my show, that's great. Like, you could do the exact same thing I do, but even if nobody watches, even if you say you have 29 subscribers, it should be about you, and it should be about helping you with your mental health, because it does. Like, it really helped me out. And then you got to figure out how to get more views. And for me, I was a valet parking assistant right when I moved back from Germany, and I worked the morning shift. So I worked 6 to 2:30 every day. That way I could come home, and I wrote for companies like Fantasy Pros, the Fantasy Footballers, and Gridiron Experts were my 3 companies that I wrote for. But I wrote from basically 3 o'clock until 10, and then I recorded my podcast from 10 to midnight. And then I'd get a few hours of sleep, go to work, and I did that for about an entire year. And then once I was kind of sick and tired of not getting any views on what I was doing, I packed up, moved to Boston. And once I got to Boston, I lived with my cousin, and I took the very first marketing job I could get to learn about SEO and how to get people to watch what you do. Because sure, if you record and nobody watches, it's okay, but you want people to watch. So I took a job, first one I could get, and basically I took the job. So shout out to C4 Analytics. Took it to get fired, got free schooling for about 6 to 8 months. They fired my ass, but I learned a lot, and I grew my social media, and it worked out. So
Hey, you didn't have
it's
to
all
pay for
good.
education, bro. So that's good, right?
That's right.
So sorry, I'm gonna go back a little. You said you were gonna buy me a beer, but um, we actually I talked to you before. Well, not really talked to you. I went to the last Raider game in Oakland, and
Yep.
I saw you were going there on social media. So I remember hitting you up like, "Hey, bro, I see you're gonna be going there. If once I get there, I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
We can meet up or something. We can get drunk. I'll buy you a beer, you buy me a beer. We're like, it's all good." We both end up getting there, and we both just get drunk and never end up meeting.
So, I think it's funny how many times, like, I'll tell someone, like, hey, like, I'll meet you here. And I actually had to tell my bosses that, like, I got way too drunk at week 15, and it got a little bit out of hand. And now I have to tell people, like, hey, no shots. Like, we can drink beer, but I got in trouble because people were just pouring shots down my throat. And it's all good. If you go to a Raider game and you don't eat other people's food, or if you don't drink other people's drinks, and you ain't doing it right. So
Hey,
um,
my coworker, he would actually take me to the games for free. I haven't really had to pay to go to a game for a while, and he dresses up like the full costume. You know, his name was Grim Raider. So we would go probably for the past 2 years. We'd go to every game, and people would want to take pictures. You know, they take pictures with him. I'd take the picture. Everyone's all happy, and they're like, "Hey, do you want a shot? Hey, you want some food? Hey, we're cooking steaks." Like, bro, like you've seen all the food, like everything that goes on there, right? It's like not only is
Right?
the Raiders the best tailgate ever, but everyone's super nice and friendly. Even like if you're a Chiefs fan, a Broncos fan, I don't know about Niners, but yeah, Niners fans too. You know, uh, they'll talk shit to you.
Oh
They'll talk bad to you. You know, they'll tell you stuff, but at the end of the day, they'll be like, "Oh, good game. You have a good game. Have a good time." You know, and
yeah.
my
I
coworker dressing like
yeah.
that. So many people offered me so many shots. So many people offered me so many beers, man. Like I was like, "What
Right?
time is it?" I was like, "Okay, if I drink about 20, 20 shots and beers combined, I should be good by the end of the game."
Dude, like I think it's one of those things. I think it's funny how it's other fans look at our fan base and they're like, "Wow, these guys are kind of crazy, kind of intimidating," and even me, it's the truth though, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
see a lot of Raider fans like,
they're criminals.
one of my, well, I don't know, I'm not going to go that far,
No,
but
but that's what they think. They're thugs and they're criminals. Yeah.
they've come up in some pretty rough areas. And, like I've met a lot of people that I would consider my good friends. And, one of my friends that lives down here in Texas, they call him Osso Raider. And he's just like this humongous dude. And like when I see him on Facebook, he's dropping F bombs. And I'm like, if I saw that guy in a dark alley, I would go the other way. However, the way I would personify Raider fans is, again, it's about family. Where if I was on the other side trying to fight him, like, yeah, that ain't going to go well. But you meet him and you're like, all right, this is the biggest teddy bear I've ever met in my entire life. He is like the nicest human being ever. So like, it's just like anything. You get a Raider fan mad, probably not the best thing. But if you're his family, you're on his good side, it's all love, and he's just going to welcome you in. Like for me, the very first game I went to, and then week 9 and week 15, I stayed with friends where I didn't actually have a hotel. Some guy was just like, hey, I heard you're coming to the game. I got an Airbnb with some buddies, stayed there with some friends. Like that was cool. And then in week 15, same exact thing. Airbnb, stayed with some people. So like when I tell you it's family, people that have never met me before welcomed me in and I stayed with them. Like that's what's up.
Quick disclaimer: it's cool to chew at people's pad, but be careful staying at random strangers' house. just letting it be known. I'm not, you know. No, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's like, dude.
I'm not even worried.
Obviously, you're cool, man. You're on my show. You know, you're helping me out, so I appreciate it, bro. Um, how do you think the Vegas atmosphere is gonna be like? Because like when you go to a Raider game, they either play classic rock or they play Bay Area. So you'll hear Mac Dre, Too Short, or you hear like Metallica. I was about to flip you off, my bad. You hear Metallica or AC/DC. you know, like like in
I
Vegas, you think it's gonna be like modern hip hop? You think they're gonna carry that same tradition? I'm kind of curious.
I think it's going to be a mix. And from some of the people that I've talked to at the Raiders, you have to keep it kind of old school because that's what the Raiders are. Like even from their days back, in LA. But also there is going to be like this new edge, and there kind of has to be, right? I mean, it's part of the rebranding, and I understand that a lot of people are, a little upset that they left Oakland, and I totally get that. But at the same time, like players are going to want to come to Vegas because the stadium's beautiful.
Hell
The
yeah,
workout facility now in Henderson is incredible, and
hell yeah,
like dollars matter, right? And I mean, you're looking at it, ticket prices up 539%. Does it suck for fans? Of course. Do I want to be able to go to more games? Of course. But I think everyone watching this right now, would you rather go to a game and watch a 7-9 team, or would you rather, and I'll just be honest, go to a tailgate, maybe watch it at a bar and watch a team that's going to win a whole bunch of football games? I'm going to want to watch teams that are going to win football games. And when you're talking about players either playing in Cali or Vegas, no taxes in Vegas, Nevada, a lot of taxes in California,
yeah.
you
I
make a
live here,
lot more money. So yeah, so like like Khalil Mack's deal alone. Khalil Mack, if for him to play in Chicago compared to if you were to play in Las Vegas, he would make actually it's like $10 million more just in taxes,
hell yeah,
which
man.
is it's incredible. But
Hell yeah,
for a lot
man.
of players, it's like for a lot of guys, if you're telling me, hey, you want to play for the Raiders, maybe like 1 year, 12 million. Like let's say Jadeveon Clowney, perfect example. Clowney could say, hey, I want to play for the Raiders. All right, we'll pay you 1 year, $13 million. He'll make more money 1 year, $13 million based on endorsements, based on the location, based on him playing for the Raiders, rather than if he would go to the Tennessee Titans 1 year, $14 million. That's an advantage for us. Players want to come to Vegas and they want to play for the Raiders now. That's a big difference.
So not only will they make more money, but they'll be in a new stadium, which is going to be state of the art.
Correct.
And they're going to be in Vegas, which you can do something every single day, good or bad. What do you think about the Sin City Raiders, man? As a Knicks fan.
Yeah, obviously the actual name won't go for that, but I'm actually hoping to go to Vegas July 30th, July 31st. We're going to take some people out there. We're going to do some filming and just going to check out the scenes. So if anybody's got any good restaurants I should check out or some places I should go look at, we're going to do that too. So, but I'm excited to see what the atmosphere is like. I don't think we're ever going to have that home field advantage like we had back in the O. I don't think the tailgates will be the same, unfortunately, either. But, I think it's going to be better for the on-field product, which is something that I'm actually on board for.
And which we're probably going to see about 90% of the time instead of just that one time we're there at the game. I wasn't planning, but I wanted to plan to go to the first home game there. And then I saw the ticket prices, like $600 for the cheapest ticket. And I was just like, yeah, there's definitely no way I'm going to go to that. And
the Saints game, the average ticket price to go to the Saints game is $2,600. And when you look at the top 10
Mitchell.
most, that's way too much for me. I ain't paying that.
Yeah.
When I see the top 10 most expensive games, right? Like the top 10 most expensive games in the entire NFL, 6 of them are Raider games. The other 4 are Cowboys games. And there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. They're called America's team for a reason. I live here in Dallas now, but it's already, that just goes to show how much the market price is up for Raiders tickets. And people want to go watch them. And it's in Vegas. And the other downside of that is we're going to have a lot more away team people at the games because, hey, if I can go watch my favorite team and get a Bros Day or Bro Weekend in Vegas, that's what I would do too. So we'll lose the home field advantage, but I do think it's going to help the team out in the long run because players are going to want to come there. You're going to make more money.
So if you go to Vegas, you're going to leave your girl at home or you're going to take her with you to Vegas?
So
don't lie.
The first day I got to go and do filming, so that'll be like a work day. And then she's going to fly out, I think, the next day. And then my cousin, she also lives in Vegas. So we'll kind of all hang out, go party it up a little bit if we can. Obviously, I don't even know if we can. We'll see.
We'll see if there's any football.
I don't even know what's going to happen at this point. But I got my face masks. And, if anybody needs a face mask, go to chatsports.com/only1mask.
Oh, damn. You should have just pulled it out. Whoop. No, I'm just kidding. So you're saying
the only thing I can
put a Raider helmet on and just walk around like that and you're good?
Well, you can.
Antonio Brown made a big deal about it. So maybe it works, huh?
We don't mention that name.
Nah, it's fine, bro. It's let him move on. It's nothing to us. Hey, were you when Khalil Mack got traded? A lot of people were all salty, bro. Were you mad or anything like that when that happened?
I don't know if I was mad. I don't know if that's the right word. So it's actually one of the ways where we got a little bit more popular. So one of the things that I do on my show is we do what's known as a rumor meter, right? So I do Chucky heads. 4 Chucky heads. I think it's 100% going to happen. 0 Chucky heads. We say tuck rule, tuck that.
Believe it, baby.
There you go. See, you got it. So we were one of the very first companies that covered the Khalil Mack trade. And, I was like, I think it could happen. And, of course, people got very mad at me for saying that. But, I say what I think and I say what I want. And once it happened, people are like, okay, maybe this guy kind of does know what he's talking about, right? Because I know people don't like rumors, but rumors are actually very important to help connect dots and to help actually look, because then when something happens, you can then be like, oh, okay, this is what happened. And then people got mad at me again when I was like, remember the whole Khalil Mack thing? You start connecting dots. It's exactly what happened with Amari Cooper. So then when I started talking about Cooper getting traded,
there's always a little truth to rumors, There's always, if someone says it, there has to be some rumblings going on about it,
there's smoke, sometimes there's fire, sometimes there's not, but like some rumors are, true, and it sounds
Yeah.
weird, but they are actually important.
And sometimes where there's smoke, there's also some Raider fans, man, doing something, whether legal or not legal. They're there.
I don't actually. Here's another thing. I don't personally smoke, but every game I've ever gone to, I've been given plenty to do that. So the
You've been
people
given
who
opportunities, huh?
uh, I always dish it out. Then I'm always like, here, if you want this, you can have this. If you want this, take this. So the guys that let me stay in the Airbnb with them this past trip, they participated, we'll say, in 420. So I like came back the one time with like all this shit on me. They're like, dude, and I was just like, here you go. I'm like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
totally worth it. So like,
One time I went to a Raider game. Well, actually, this was the same day. Two different things happened that was pretty crazy. So you know how I told you I went with my coworker? He's an older guy that dresses up as a Raider. Uh, so we're already pretty like gone, you know, because we try to sober up by the end of the game. So like if you hit it hard at the beginning, then you're good. Um, we're already there for a while. We're feeling good. And then he's all, hey, like the main one of the main managers of the branch is here at the game. Do you want to go meet her? And I looked at him and I was like, are you fucking stupid, bro? I'm hella messed up. I'm not gonna meet her right now. And then later on that same day, I remember someone gave me I guess they had a dispensary. They gave me like a pre-roll and they're like, here, go enjoy this, I was like, all right, thanks, what's up? And then later on, like before I went into the stadium, I was like, oh, I'm gonna light this up and enjoy this right here. So I go ahead and like I go to this little spot where no one was. I spark it up real quick, and then like I look up, and there's the NBC News camera right in front of me, just recording me. And I was like, oh no.
that's so good. I think I don't do it because I feel like I'm a very outgoing person, and anytime that I've ever tried it, it's been kind of, you kind of like fall back for me, and I just go to sleep. So I was like, nah, I can't do that. I gotta
You
try to
just
do mine.
zone out, huh? You're on that cloud, and yeah, now that's cool, bro. Everyone's got their own vices and their own their own thing, so I ain't tripping. You seem like a cool guy right now, with or without alcohol, I'm assuming. Do
Yeah,
you drink? You
I
drink
try.
on your show, right?
Oh yeah. I try not to do it as much maybe on Tuesday because Fridays, the last few Fridays, I've gone home pretty feeling pretty good about myself.
But you
I
walk,
just like to,
so that's good.
yeah, I do. I walk home. Um,
Stumble.
yeah, the last time I went home was a little stumbly, but no, when I think when I first decided to do a Raiders reporter, I used to do a fantasy football show called Fantasy Football AF. It was literally about me thinking of all the conversations that I've had with people at a bar where, anytime alcohol gets involved, people either A, get beer muscles or, they say whatever's on their mind. And that's okay with me because that's what I want. I want people to say what's on their mind and talk sports with me. But when I first thought of my show, I was sitting with my dad at a bar and I was like, just talking sports with him. And I was like, man, if I could do a show that's literally just like you and me sitting down at a bar, having a drink, enjoying our company, perfect. So that's why I drink, and I want everyone that's obviously over 21. If you want to have a beer with me, you want to cheers, hey, what we do now is you send in a super chat. Yeah, like $5, we'll chug a beer. $10, take a shot, do a whole bunch of stuff, and try to have a good time.
Hell yeah. So I guess I'm gonna go do some funner questions because these ones I've been asking you have been pretty serious. um, if you could, who would be a dream guest to have on your show?
Dream guest on my show. I'll probably just go with like John Gruden. I think he would be a very fun interview. And I've had Tyrell Williams on the show.
Damn. Go ahead and name drop, bro. Go ahead and name drop. I ain't tripping.
Tyrell was on. We've had a few other UDFAs like Madre Harper. Dominic Eberle came on. Dalen Levitt came on for a little bit. But I think what really helped us is, I was on Hard Knocks, episode 5, the very last one this past season. And that really kind of helped us open up some doors. But I actually met John, probably this would have been back in 2013. So his son Deuce and I actually used to party at Lafayette. My cousin Andrew was the quarterback at Lafayette College, and that's where Deuce ended up playing college football. And the catcher on my college baseball team looked identical to Deuce. And actually, we went to a Christmas party and they dressed up as each other. So because like that's how much they looked alike. But I met John in the Monday Night Football bus, and the amount of energy he had was contagious. So I think if I could get him on the show, have a few drinks in him, man, that would be a lot of fun.
All right,
and to be perfect for the Chucky head.
Hell yeah! So Jadeveon Clowney, we're trying to get you to sign to the Raiders for a decent contract in Las Vegas. And John Gruden, we're trying to get you to the Las Vegas Raiders report. And you could literally have 4 Chucky heads on there. Is it 4 or 5?
4 Chucky heads. So 4 Chucky heads is Believe It Baby.
So if he's on there, then it'd be 5 Chucky heads, including his, right?
A lot.
All right. So who is your favorite Raider in Raider history?
It's between 2 guys. So for me, it's either Charles Woodson. So Charles Woodson is actually a big supporter of Chat Sports. So he's come on a few of our shows before. We also do a Michigan show, which obviously works out great for him. We also help out with his wine company, and Charles knows my boss very well, and they've kind of gotten along from past relationships. But it's either that or I'm going to go with Bo Jackson. So my dad is a huge, huge baseball fan, and my dad is like my dude. Like that is my best friend. That's my guy.
Number 1 fan right there.
No, my dad's my dude. But the fact that Bo, I think, could have been the greatest running back of all time, but also was an all-star for baseball, just goes to show like how freak of an athlete he was. And for anybody that's never seen him before, like go watch tape. If you haven't watched tape of Bo Jackson, I don't know what you're doing, but I think my favorite video of Bo that just shows how strong he was is the video of him when he played for the Royals, and he just takes a wood bat and he just snaps it like a toothpick over his head. And what I want every single person to do this weekend, maybe get a few drinks in you, is try to snap a baseball bat over your head.
I'll be back. Let me go get my bat real quick, bro.
Right? If you snap a bat over your head right now, I will buy you 10 beers at the next game.
Nah. Let me meet Charles Woodson if I snap a bat right now, bro.
We'll see if what we can do.
All right, let me go.
I'll send you Tyrell Williams' phone number. Right?
Just whack it on me.
Gotta get it over. Or you could have somebody like pre-split it and they just like bring it over to you. It's got like a little bit of tape on it.
Nah, I'm not fake, bro. It's either 100% or nothing.
Fair enough.
Who's your favorite current player?
I would probably say Crosby. The reason why it's Crosby is because when he got drafted, we were super excited at Chat Sports. So we've had the #1 NFL draft show on the internet the last 2 years, and we've been able to beat ESPN. I mean, this past year, actually, we beat NFL Network, Bleacher Report, Pat McAfee, all of them combined. Actually.
I watched the Pat McAfee show, too.
It's all good.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's good, man. I like both.
No, he does a great job. He's got a lot of energy, but I'm saying for a small company like us, if we end up getting we're pretty small compared to the bigger companies like ESPN and stuff like that, right? Yeah. But for us, to get 10 million views in a week, that really helps us out. Like that many views honestly helps us pay for somebody's full-time salary. So that's a very, very rewarding feeling, if you will. But
I'll find out one day.
I mean, it's maybe someday. I mean, you never know. I mean, that's the crazy thing. But I don't remember exactly where I was going with that. But I would say, it's Max because get sidetracked. Max was the very, very first Raider player to follow me on IG, Twitter. We did a video around Hard Knocks episode 4, and it was the one where he breaks his hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey Max, anytime you want to come on the show, you let me know. And I think at that time he's just a 4th-round rookie. Yes, is he making the team, but he's still kind of unknown. And we were hyping him up the entire off season. So now Max and I talk weekly. I make sure that he's doing his thing because I'm like, Max, you play well. That puts more money in my pocket. So you keep doing your thing, man. But it's probably Max. He's been good to me so far. So we're still trying to get him on the show. Had some complications with COVID and some other things, but hey, so be it.
Hey, I messaged Max, no reply. But hey, if you don't try, bro, you never know. So
That's what I mean. I mean, if it
maybe
wasn't for DMs, my girlfriend wouldn't be sitting here. So
exactly. So if you don't try, you never know, bro. That's cool. When she watches this back, she'll appreciate it. Don't worry. um, yeah, maybe one day you can hook it up with the Max Crosby connection too, man. Um, what why don't you try having them kind of like how we're doing this? Maybe you can have them like that, and then one day in person.
Because I wanted to do it with Max. I was going to sound bad. I wanted to do it with Max in person. That sounds horrible. So
Just
Max
do it virtual.
actually, I know, right? Max actually used to live in Dallas before he moved out to Vegas. So I was like, I want to get him on the show. And then the one UDFA, Madre Harper, he lives like 15 minutes away from me. So I was trying to get somebody to come on, and I wanted to just show people like what we can do and who we are. But obviously, right now it's actually our company's so strict, like we can't let outsiders even in. So it
No,
wouldn't
that's
wouldn't
good,
come
bro.
back.
Chat sports bubble.
Yeah,
Just keep it compact.
trying.
Hey man,
Trying.
I don't know how it is in Texas, but over here in California, they're starting to shut back everything down. So that kind of sucks. But hey, as long as people are healthy, I'm not really tripping.
I'm the same way. I mean, as crazy as the world's been, we, from a company standpoint, have been very fortunate because with people not being able to go out, we've been getting a lot more, views on our YouTube channel. But I think it's funny. My girl and I were, we just kind of like started dating, and once the COVID happened, she kind of moved in, and we were getting everything settled, and then I had to move all my work stuff for about a 2-month period home, and our house just looked like a straight porn studio. We had the green
Hey,
screen, we had like lights and cameras, and she would take videos of me like doing the Raiders show and be like, yeah, this is some like Pornhub shit. So
okay.
um,
Where can they find you on there? Nah, just kidding. So how you said you were in Texas, right? We're gonna pivot, I guess, away from the fun stuff. Um, how is it being a Raider fan in Texas? Well, not just a Raider fan, but being like the Raider fan in Texas.
the Raider fan. I don't know if I'm the Raider fan. I might be the one of the more known Raider fans, I
Top
guess, if
top
you
three
will.
top three Raider fans. Since you're on
Sure,
top
we'll
three
go with
gaming
that.
platform.
I would say I love being a Raider fan anywhere I go, but especially in Dallas because I think Dallas is a city that you see a lot of people. There's also a lot of Raider fans in Dallas. Like I've gone out and partied with a lot of Raider fans here, but Cowboy fans to me are a dime a dozen. Where like they don't look at it, I think, as serious as like Raider fans do. Where like my man Josh, I've never seen him in anything else besides Raiders. He's got a Raiders tattoo. He's got two of them. He's got a Sharks tattoo, a Kings tattoo, and like that's the difference. Where you have diehards, then you just have fans, and
Yeah.
that's the difference.
Nah, that's cool, bro. I lived in Washington for a bit, probably like half my life. But when I like turned 18, I went back over there to, because it was cheaper to live than California. I wanted to go experience life a little. But so the Cowboys do good. Let's just say they went 4-0. Just a whole bunch of Cowboys. Nah, 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 nah. A whole bunch of Cowboys here and there. You hear them saying their stuff, and then let's just say they went 4-4. And then nothing. I don't see anyone. And then let's just say they went 5-4. All of a sudden they're back at the bars. Oh, we them boys, we them boys. Like dude. Uh,
So my girlfriend, as much as I hate to admit it, she is a Cowboys fan. So
I'll just
like
edit that.
we have that rivalry going on. So it's all good.
Nah, yeah, that's cool. At least you know. How long has she been a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
A long time. Oh, okay. Well, I feel kind of bad for her, but it's all right.
Yeah.
um,
She'll realize someday.
yeah, it's cool. She'll go to Vegas and she'll see what's up, huh? Speaking of going to a location, would you rather go to a game in Mexico or London?
Mexico, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. I would love to be able to go to Mexico for multiple reasons. My girl, she's also Mexican, so I think being able to go down there, maybe to like Mexico City to watch a game would be absolutely insane. But like I said, I lived in Europe for a year. Europe just rains all the time, and London to me, I feel like would be even worse. And I feel like people in London are just kind of like in bad moods, and I feel like I'd find a lot more Raider fans in Mexico City than I would London. So I'm good on London. I'll go to Mexico where I can have margaritas instead of English tea. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, bro, just straight tequila, huh?
Really
um,
kicks my ass a little bit though. I don't know how much tequila I can do.
yeah, I don't really like the taste of it either, but when in Mexico, you know. So I guess I would ask you, what is your favorite position to watch or position group to watch? Like in,
Position to watch, it's probably doggy.
yeah.
Position
So you like the
group.
center?
I mean, Rodney Hudson is our best player, so we'll go with
Yeah,
that.
true
No, I
that.
would say the most entertaining position on the football field for me to watch, I would probably go with. Oh man, I want to say running back because I want to act like I kind of know what I'm talking about with running backs. I've been pretty good with quarterbacks, especially in fantasy, but I'm gonna go running back because I think it's the sole one player. It's a lot easier to concentrate in. I'm a football analyst and I like to do that stuff, but I got a lot of friends over at PFF and I have a lot of people like Sanjit Raider. Sanjit Raider is amazing with film studying. That stuff takes time. That stuff takes effort. You can't just
Those are
do
the
it
two
right
channels I
away.
watch for Raiders on YouTube. Is the Las Vegas Raiders report and Sanjit. I would always say Sanjit. I don't know if that's.
You're probably right. It's actually Sanjit.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. Yeah. Whatever, bro. We don't mean to trash on your name.
Him and I are good. Him and I are cool. But like that stuff takes time and energy, right? Just because like I think now I can turn on a camera and I can do an entire show because that took practice. Like if you go back and watch my very first Raider shows, like they're not very good. I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. It takes repetition. It does. I mean,
Nah,
go
I know.
back and
I
watch
get
the
it, bro.
very, very first one. Like it's crazy.
You don't have the
But
same
film.
charisma. You gotta find yourself. You know.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
But for film study, like there's certain positions that I think I can handle. I do offense a lot better than I do defense, but that's also from my time working with a lot of fantasy football companies because
There's no
that's all
defense.
offense.
Yeah. There's no defense on there. Um. I guess one of the last questions I'll ask you before we go to the live questions is what would you give what would you give as advice to, well, I guess to me. I was gonna say to the people to the people following, but I'm doing a live YouTube, so what would be good advice you'd give to not only people watching but to me as well?
Reach out to people and never say no.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is like the more people you network with, the more people you meet, the more people that know that you're driven. Because as much as I want to say like it doesn't matter who you know, like it does matter who you know. But
Yeah,
at the
no, that
same
makes sense.
time, if you're not doing the right things and you're not going out and going above and beyond, like why would you ever get an extra opportunity? So like make your YouTube channels, take advantage of your free time, really try to learn and what makes you stand out, find your competitive advantage. So, and then what I mean by never say no. So when I first started in fantasy football, I wrote for a company called endzone.score.com. That then transferred to me doing something part-time with Fantasy Alarm. Then I did something for the Fantasy Footballers, Gridiron Experts, did a podcast there. I mean, I had like 5 mini writing gigs plus, my full-time job, and I didn't do anything. I come home after working a 9-hour day where I would write fantasy football articles for about 4 hours. And then I would do a podcast on my weekends and write even more articles there. And I was pumping out a lot of content, but I got to meet the right people. Matthew Berry follows me on Twitter. Evan Silva is a really popular guy that follows me on Twitter. But these people are important because
Low key
you don't
flex.
know you don't know who they talk
Yeah.
to, and as much as you like to think like Mitchell Renz means something, and sure, it might mean something to some people, but it might not mean something to the CEO of a company. And if a big time guy mentions my name, remember word bank, get a job, chat sports. So it's like you
Hashtag
gotta
Mitchell Renz.
you always gotta market. You
No, it's
gotta
true, bro.
market.
Nah, it makes sense, man. And that's why I said fuck it, I'll hit up Mitchell Renz and hit in the head. But not only like how you said don't say no to anything. So like let's just say you're getting paid the minimum, and let's just say like it's not the best platform out there that you think you could be on or whatever. But that whole time you're gaining experience, and all that experience you got to transfer over to your live show. You got to be like, all right, this is what I learned. I learned what I like, what I don't like. and I'm gonna keep what I like, put it here, and I'm gonna remember what I didn't like, and try not to give it to the people watching.
I think you look at dollars and cents a lot. Obviously, like people want to get paid for everything they do. That's part of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if you're doing something that you love to do, like, and I mean honestly love to do it. When I first started writing, I didn't make any money, right? I mean, the very first place I ever wrote for, I got paid $1 for every 1,000 page views. That very first month, I wrote 48 articles. So basically, 48 one-page things on a Word doc. I made $33.33, and I'll never forget that. But I learned a lot how to write, and I learned how to, find myself in an article and project that out to other people. I then realized, okay, I don't really want to do articles. I want to do videos because then people can really get to know me. They can really understand who I am and
And they can
my
see your face.
personalities.
Yeah, they can match
Oh,
the
100%.
words. They can match the words to your face, and that's.
But it's also, video is different, and you should do more video because it's like your favorite television show. I used to watch The Big Bang Theory all the time. Didn't like it because I didn't understand Sheldon as a character. Then when Sheldon started dropping one-liners like Barney from How I Met Your Mother, if somebody just saw Barney and didn't understand his personality, they might not think he's funny. Once you
Or
understand
like a
somebody's
sexist or
character,
something. No, I don't.
straight up, or just straight up pervert, right?
Yeah.
But you learn his character, and then he starts saying things, and they're funny. So people, I think, who watch me a lot, I could say something where if it's your first time, you'd be like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
What is four
Now
Chucky
people are like,
heads?
right?
Yeah.
Now people are like, oh, okay, that's just Mitch, or like they understand my inside jokes because they've been able to grow with me. So
Hey,
I don't know. I like video.
this is a not so basic Mitch.
Like when I first started doing my fantasy football show, it used to be hashtag Mitch Please.
No, yeah, no, that makes sense, bro. You gotta, hey, you start somewhere and you go from there, right? Who
You never
knows?
know.
Maybe a year from now, I'll have a trimmed down beard. I'll have hair like you. That's the key to success. Huh? All right. Before we're getting towards the end of the show, I'm gonna go ahead and do a live question segment. You might know a little bit about stuff like that. I don't try. I don't have enough people commenting where like I can start charging them to be like highlighted or stuff. Eventually, I hope so one day.
If anybody's watching right now, if you send in we'll do $10 super chat. I think that's fair. $10 super chat right now. I want you then to send me the name that they send it to. I'll give you a follow back on Instagram if that matters to you. So we'll do that.
Hell yeah, it's 10 times more than I'd be asking for. It's just a dollar. Just maybe I'll start low and I'll work my way to $10. But nah, that's cool, bro. I ain't even tripping. I appreciate that you're actually out there making your money. But I'm gonna cut to a quick break real quick, and I'm gonna ask you some questions, either this or either that. It's a 1 minute segment. The last person, Matthew Babauta, they have the highest record. They got 11 questions. And then so the live questions, then the this or that, and then drop your social, and I'll let you go because I know you're a busy man, So, you ready? All right, so take your break. Go ahead and take your break, man. You said you emptied your drink, so just take a quick breather, all right? So, all right, let's quick pause.
1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Public service announcement for all people out there listening to this funky ass boom bap album. Check it out.
All right, we're back. So this is the live question segment. Mitchell Renz took a quick breather. He's gonna be ready to answer you guys' questions. $10, and I'll read the questions out loud. I'll just mess you, man. All right. So let's see. Anna Mendoza from YouTube. That's actually my sister-in-law. She's asking, what was the greatest obstacle you faced starting your career?
Obstacle. Probably the fact that nobody was watching or reading what I was doing. So that was kind of a tough one. So that's why I moved to Boston, and then I learned a lot of things. And another tip I'd give some people: go out and buy the book SEO for Dummies. It might be kind of tough to read in the beginning, but if you really do want to make it in this career, you need to be able to figure out how people are going to see what you're doing. And that was a big learning tool for me because I never really took school very seriously. I was just like, oh, I'll get by with, trying to be quick-witted. I do think I'm halfway quick-witted, but, you need to put some intelligence behind it as well. So
I'm screwed.
probably you'd be surprised. I am not that smart of a person, but I
Look
work
at the
hard,
Kardashians,
so.
bro.
I've actually, somebody the other day on Twitter called me the Kardashians of Raiders football. So I was like, hey, if I'm making a quarter of what they're making at some point, you know what? I'm good with it.
Hell yeah,
Good
bro. I'll
with
take that too.
Split it.
So you said like having the no viewers and the no people might not be watching your stuff or reading your stuff. That might be kind of that might hurt the ego a little bit. That might hurt the confidence a little bit. But the good thing
is that you just got to push through it.
The good thing for me, the way I see the show, whether people are watching or not, I'm learning something, and I hope the people watching are learning something, and I hope that you, the guest or Mitchell Renz, that you get something out of it too. I'm trying to make sure that everyone gets something, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm having fun, then that's all I really care about, bro.
I think as long as you're having fun, and I think, the more and more people do it, even if like 1 or 2 people watch, even if 10 people watch, if 100 or 1,000 people, like it doesn't matter. I think is if you're doing something else that helps somebody get through their day, like that was one of the greatest compliments I ever like heard. Was some man was like, I listen to your podcast every day when I'm at work, and this was like 5 years ago when I did my fantasy football podcast. Go check it out from Gridiron Experts if you want to hear like a young Mitchell Renz. But when somebody said, hey, I listen to you every day, I mean, like, there's no better compliment than that. Like, he never paid a dime to me. He never paid a cent. His time is worth, his weight in gold.
All right, so people don't pay this man. He's happier without it. All right, so let's see. Matthew Babauta from YouTube. That's actually my cousin and my last guest. So I guess my whole family and friends, they're helping me out with this. So that's cool. So he says he has 2 questions, man. You can't take advantage, bro. Anyways, he says, how do you see the Raiders doing in the upcoming season? And what's one goal in your career you'd like to see come to fruition for yourself in the next year?
One goal I would say for myself would be I want to actually be able to get to 70,000 subscribers on our Raiders channel. So if we can continue to get about 20, maybe 25,000 every year, I think that's a good platform to do. And then I would say for the Raiders, for anyone out there, if you have a question about the Raiders, honestly, if you look it up on YouTube, I guarantee I have a video for it. So Matthew, go check out my Raiders 2020 record prediction where I break down every single game for this upcoming season with the exact score.
You see what he did there? He mentioned the commenter, makes them feel special, and he honestly meant it. So let's go. So Twanners, actually that's my cousin too. Look at that. Twanners asks, how do you think the Las Vegas experience will be? He's a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Right? Oh, it's a lot better than the Seahawks, a lot better than the 12s. No, I think it's going to be something that you're never going to forget, but probably going to forget most of it, right? Because it's Las Vegas. So I can't wait. I literally can't wait to be able to go out to a tailgate, to be able to interact with a whole bunch of people because I've done a lot of really cool things. Going to a Raiders tailgate is unlike anything I've ever been to in my entire life. Now I won't be riding the BART in this time, but
hey, I ride the BART too, bro.
Dude, BART was a crazy experience. I remember I'll be honest, a little bit scared because I don't know where I was going.
Yeah.
So
and then the map is a little sketchy too on the stops.
Dude, thank God though, I met a kid that watched my show, and to this day, if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I would have got home because my phone died. So I was like trying to figure out how to get home, and Berkeley? Does that sound familiar? Is that near
Berkeley?
like Oakland? Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
my
that's close to Oakland.
so my first hotel that I stayed in that game against the Broncos, Monday Night Football. I'm trying to get back. It's super late, obviously, and he's like, "You need to get off at this stop." And he was nice enough to actually go to the stop with me, like 5 past his stop, just to make sure I got off the right spot. So like I was like, shout out to that guy. It was awesome.
Yeah, I live in Salinas, California. If there's no traffic, that's about an hour and a half from Oakland. I live about an hour from San Jose. I'm sure you've heard about San Jose probably. Santa Clara. So I live like an hour. So the 49ers, they're not in San Francisco for anyone watching. They're in Santa Clara. I live about an hour from there. Uh, so I'm the opposite end of Berkeley. And I've been on that BART one time. My fiance's cousin, like we all rushed into the BART, and then the doors closed on him, and we took off, and he was just standing there, bro. So it can get pretty savage there. But I'm glad you made it okay, bro, because then you know you wouldn't be on here. It all works out. All right, so let's go to the next question. Let's see, Esmeralda Mendoza, did you ever doubt yourself moving forward, and not being drunk, but like career-wise or life-wise?
Yeah, I would say career definitely. Even life-wise too. I mean, when I first graduated college, so I used to work for the Jets in school, and then once I moved to Germany, I was like, man, like I tried to learn a new language. I tried to start kind of over because you're trying to pursue other things, but you kind of like, man, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do with my career? And then I realized I'm young. I don't really have major responsibilities yet besides, myself. I don't have kids that I know of. And, as far as I'm concerned, I can really pursue what I want to be able to do. So I just put my head down, had a supportive family that let me try to figure everything out. And, I got lucky. I mean, I met the right people. I worked hard, but, you got to get lucky along the way too. So I definitely did doubt, but at the same time, I had a lot of confidence in myself because I still don't think anybody does put in the amount of work that I do. So, I mean, yeah, it looks all glitz and glamour at times, the show, but I mean, it is a lot of hours and it's a lot of work.
Nah, man, I respect it, bro. Like I said, one day I'm trying to get there. A lot of people think like, oh, you're gonna be competing, this and that, it's competition. Nah, bro, like if my goal is to just be like everyone succeed and everyone, make it on top.
It's like, are you competing? Yes. But at the same time, there's so much content. There's so much to cover. I mean, in a lot of ways, like the way the internet works, the more conversations there are about one topic, the better you actually end up doing. Because if nobody's talking about it, it's harder to find. If a lot of people are talking about it, then it actually becomes easier to find.
All right, so create controversy anywhere you go.
Put Derek Carr in titles.
Yes. Oh, dude, either people love Derek Carr or they hate Derek Carr. There's like really no in between, man.
I think it's funny how often I'll get like an email or I'll get hate from whatever. People are like, stop talking about Derek. But that's the other thing a lot of people don't know. Like, I don't really get to pick every topic I talk about. I don't really get to pick titles or descriptions or stuff like that. Like a lot of that is put on our bosses or the people that put together titles and descriptions. But this is the perfect analogy. If I told you, hey man, if you're gonna go to work today, would you want to make $50 an hour or would you want to make $25 an hour? Which one would you pick?
I'm making like $23 an hour right now, so it's kind of messed up, bro. Nah, just
but the bottom line is
obviously the $50, man.
The bottom line is like $50 is Derek Carr topic, Derek Carr rumor.
Yeah.
$25 an hour is if I talk about anything else. So like, for our company standpoint, they're like, well, how much do you want to make today? Like,
yeah.
Okay. I'll probably talk about Derek.
I'll talk about the underdog at the end of the show. I'll bring him up. Don't worry. But a lot of people don't realize is the quarterback is the star. So obviously you got to talk about him, good or bad. Are you a Derek Carr supporter or not?
think he's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be the guy that ever takes us to a Super Bowl because I still think he's good, but he's not good enough to be like that, Patrick Mahomes. Nobody really is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But I think in order to compete with the Mahomes, we need to have a lot more talent. Do we have a better team? Yes. I still think we're like 2, maybe 3 years away, but it's going to come. I think, again, he's good. But right now there's so many good quarterbacks in the league that it kind of gets pushed down. So
Derek Carr is the type of quarterback, he's not going to elevate your wide receivers to the next level, because you know how like Mahomes, since we're talking about Mahomes, he can drop the ball literally in their hands. They just got to go like that and they can catch it.
I think Derek is. When I did my quarterback rankings video for Chat Sports, I had Derek, I believe, at 14 or 13, if I'm not mistaken. Now that was like, well, it's not bad. He's good. He's a game manager, but I don't think he's ever going to go back to being that MVP type of quarterback. But if you actually go look at that year, the numbers for quarterbacks are actually pretty low. Like, imagine an MVP caliber quarterback throwing for not even 4,000 yards. That's just like, it's a different era of football that we're living in right now. So he's good. He's going to put up numbers, but I don't know if he's really able to take us to that next level.
So since we have Josh Jacobs, we have to rely on him more. Yeah, and hopefully our defense is better to where we can stop the other team, so we can do that type of offense where utilize the run game and then run out the clock, But
that's how they're going to win games. And I mean, a lot of people rip on Derek a lot, but the last time the Raiders had a top 15 defense in yards against and points against, you got to go all the way back to 2002. And just in terms of defense in general, it's been very, very ugly.
Rich Gannon? Yeah, I know a lot of people hate on him too, but I'm just like, when was the last time we had a good quarterback like this? Do you really want to get rid of him and then start this all over?
People are always like, oh, go sign this guy, or hey, do this, do that, do this, or draft somebody. I mean, you kind of set yourself back a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see. I do think that this is kind of the put up or shut up year for Carr, no matter what, whether it's his fault or not, because next season you can move on from him. It'll only cost you $2.5 million in terms of dead cap space. So there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out in the draft, but we'll see what happens with college football, because if college football doesn't happen, it makes it tough.
Derek Carr is my QB. This is his year to either prove it or we move on. I hope he proves it, Like I said, it's been a while since we had a good QB, but I guess I'm going to move on to the turbo questions. You're going to have 1 minute. You're going to answer either this or that. Like I said, the last person got to answer 11. The reason I asked these questions is because I just want people to kind of like know a little bit more about you in case we miss some topics or something. So I'm going to give it about 5 seconds, and then I'll go ahead and start asking you. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oakland Coliseum or LA Coliseum? Offense or defense? Salmon or salmon? Beer or liquor? Jamarcus Russell or Antonio Brown?
Oh, man. Jamarcus.
Like or subscribe?
Subscribe.
Veterans or rookies?
Rookie.
Bo Jackson or Marcus Allen?
Give me Bo.
Tim Brown or Jerry Rice?
Tim Brown.
Janikowski or Shane Leckler?
Give me Jano.
I couldn't hear that last one.
Jano.
Madden or 2K games?
N64.
Ice Cube or George Lopez?
Cube.
Classic rock or Bay music? Time's up. All right, you said rap, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how much you got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So Mitchell Renz, you got the new record. Let me write that down. New number 1.
Got a lot of marks on those walls.
Yeah, it's fine, man. I'll just hit it with the pressure washer and we'll be good. But so that was the show. I appreciate everyone that was on here. I appreciate you being on here. Now's the time for you to go ahead and drop your social.
Got it. No, hey, first off, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you guys do. It's the big red button that you see underneath the video. If you haven't liked it yet, please like the video as well, because again, these take time, they take effort, and all you got to do is hit that sub button. And hey, if you ever want to have me on again, just you know where to find me. If you guys like the interview, if you want to get to know me a little bit better, if you have questions on how to make it into the industry, you can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. I'm basically everywhere at Mitchell Renz 365. And if you want to check out my Raiders show, which we do daily videos for free, live shows basically every Tuesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific. The channel is called The Raiders Report. Las Vegas Raiders Report is also a way to find it. Or you can just go to youtube.com/Raiders Report and, check us out there. And if you want any merchandise, I'll give you the links later.
All right, guys. You heard all he said. I'm going to post all his socials in the biography down below, the description, whatever you want to call it. Make sure to check out the Why Not Me podcast live on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys know anybody or you're interested in anyone joining, go ahead and email me at the email that will be at the end. Message me on Instagram, Twitter. I appreciate you, Mitchell Renz, for stopping by. Maybe one day we'll run it again. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll see you in Vegas. Maybe one day you're in Cali. Who knows? But
I give it 2 Chucky heads.
2 Chucky heads? All right, this show's over, man. I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your night, and see you next week.